This is Devasis Rao. So, up to we are learning about the variables and its types. So, we learned about the definition part. We learned about the definition part. We learned how can we create a variable. We learned limitation on variable. We learned about the defining, what is declaring, what is initializing, what is reinitializing, and how a calling or using a variable. We learned those things. So today we will be learning like what is the difference between executing a variable and many more questions will be there. We'll be learning those things. Okay. So these are the things we learn. Definition, how a variable is created, what are the types like primitive reference, how a primitive is being stored, how a reference is being stored. We learned all those things, limitation of variable. So please go through the previous videos so that you can get the graphs like whatever things we have learned till now. So moving forward, now we will be studying like what is the difference between executing a variable and executing a method. Okay, what is the difference between executing a variable and executing a method? So the letter is with big. Okay, and it's the alignment is center also. 14. Yeah, this is good. So, like executing, first of all, we'll know like executing a variable. What does it mean? Okay, like it means creating variable memory location with initialized value. It means creating a variable memory location with initialized value. We'll be creating one memory location. In it, we'll be storing some value, like we learned before. Okay. So, like here, JVM executes variables automatically when variable creation when variable creation statement means it's defining or declaration. Defining is what? Declaring a variable and assigning a value to it is called defining a variable, and declaring means only writing the variable and do not assigning any value to it. That we call it as declaring. So variable creation statement is two types. So as we learned in the previous session, defining or declaration, which appeared in the program. So when the statement, which is the variable creation statement, when that statement is reached, then JVM executes automatically. Okay. So let's see how a method is being executed. Okay. Executing a method. Okay. It means executing method logic. Okay. Like JVM does not, in the previous JVM automatically does. Here JVM does not execute method logic automatically. Okay. It executes method only when that method calling statement is appeared, not by just definition. Like unlike in the case of the variable, in the variable, if we are just defining or declaring the variable, then when the JVM reaches that statement, it will automatically execute that. Okay, like memory location will be created and the value will be initialized. But in case of method, when we are defining a method, then the method will not be executed. It will only be executed if it is being called. Like the calling statement, when it is reached, then only a method is executed. We'll be learning more details about the methods and those things, methods and its types in the further session. And also in a previous videos, I have also given the videos in details about method. You can go through them. Okay, like here we know that what is the difference between executing a variable and executing a method. Okay. So moving forward, so what is the difference between variable calling and method calling? Okay, what is the difference between variable calling and method calling? Okay, so like calling a variable, calling a variable means reading its reading its value. Okay, and calling a method means executing that method logic. Okay, so yeah. So we'll be understanding this one with examples. Okay. Lot of theories has been passed. I have not yet opened my STS ID. So let's open it will take some time. So after this example, we'll be learning like types of variables we'll be learning and like memory locations of those variables, how it is done, and some rules regarding those. We'll be learning those things in this session. I hope it will be completed. Okay. So rules we have, yeah, it's below three. Yeah, it is opened. So variables will be creating, okay, test class will be creating. Okay, dot list dot session 03 over there. Okay. So here we'll be writing a method static void m1 method will be there. We'll be putting one system dot out dot println and we'll be printing something M1. Let's print the method name. Then we'll have the main method we'll have. So here like int x equal to 10 we have like insert statement will be writing here and we'll be printing the x1. Okay. Like here I'll say from below statement x variable value is read. Variable variable is not executed, not executed again. Okay. Here, whenever we are writing like system.out.println, we are just reading the variable. The variable which is being initialized here, it is the definition part. Okay. The variable is being declared and the value is being assigned. This is the definition part. So, whenever we are writing this x, we are only reading this variable. We are not, we are not executing the x again. Okay, whenever a statement will come that will be showing us the name of the variable. Unlike the case of the method case, the many times the number of times the method name will be appearing, that many times the method will be executed. But in the case of the variable, the number of times the variable name will be appearing, we will be just be reading the variable. We are not executing again. Okay. This one we call it as variable calling statement. Okay. So, like I am telling the method one, if we are writing M1, one time we are writing, so one time we are calling the M1 method and we are just executing the method. Two times we are writing, then two times we are calling the M1 method, we are just executing. Three times writing, 100 times writing, the many times we are writing the method name, that many times we are just executing the method. Okay. So let's put the one only. So here from the below statement method is executed. Okay. In above, if we are writing the name of the variable, we are just reading it. But in the case of method, we are executing it. Okay. And this is called method calling statement. Method calling statement. Okay. So this part, let's snip it out. Okay. Let's put it down here. Okay. It's good. So we'll be saving this document and we'll be creating another new documents and we'll be naming that one variable 2. So moving forward, we'll be learning like types of variable. What are the types of variables we have? Okay, types of variables. Okay. So what are the types of variable? Like based on class scope. Based on class scope variables are divided into two types. Okay, based on the class scope. Class scope, the class label. The class label is like otherwise known as class scope. I told you previously also class label. Okay, class level and class scope. Like you can see here, like see this example. Like this part, this curly bracket starting of this class, test class, this curly bracket starting to curly braces end. This part, look into my cursor to the end part, from the starting to the end part. This part is the class level. Okay, this part. Not like I'm telling like the like this M1 method inside or main method inside. These are called method scope, means method level. Whenever you see a curly bracket start and curly bracket end, you get it clear that it is one function, like it is one area you have. Like we have in real world, we have area is there, no? For creating house per like farm we have. So we have a area is there. Likewise in the coding, in like IT language, curly braces starting and curly braces ending, these represent one area. So this area is called class level or class scope. M1, the curly braces starting, curly braces ending, is the M1 scope. Like this is a method scope. Okay. So based on the class scope, variables are divided into two types. What are the types? So one is local variables parameters, and another one is class level variables. Okay. The variables created inside a method or block are called local variables. Okay. The variables created inside a method or inside a block is called local variable. The the variables created at class level are called class level variables. So, two types of class level. Like class level variable, again, we have two types of class level variables. Okay, variables. Class level variables are divided into two types. Like based on the time they are getting memory location. Okay. Based on the time they are getting memory location, means at what time they are getting memory location. Like at compiling time or like at the runtime, they are getting the memory location. Based on that, the class level variables are again divided into two types. So what are they? They are static variables, non-static. Okay. So we'll be highlighting these points. Types of variable we are learning, and like there are two types of class level variables again are there. So these are, what are the definitions? So we're learning those things. Definitions. Okay. The class level variable which has static keyword. As I told before, the things which have static as keyword, those are called static member. The things which have nothing, any type of access, any type of execution level modifier is there, like static is not there. Those are called non-static. But if they are present inside but take an example of a variable. If a variable is present inside a method, then that is called local one. But that is not like you can say classic. You cannot say like static or non-static. Only to the class level you can tell. Okay, a static keyword in its creation statement. Okay, is called static variable. Okay, else it is called non-static variable. Okay, so the memory location of all above three variables. Okay, like local variable, static variable, and non-static variable. These three. Okay, variables. Okay, so local variables get memory location when method is called and their creation statement is executed. So and their creation statement is executed. So they get memory with respect to method. Okay. So memory location of three variables. So we are learning about the local variable one. So local variables get memory location when method is called and their creation statement is executed. Okay. They get memory with respect to method. So they are called method variables. Okay. Because according to the method calling, they get the memory location. If the method will not be called, they will not get any memory location. They, okay, sorry, they local variables. Local variables are automatically created when method is executing and are destroyed automatically after method execution is completed. Okay, so they are also called auto variables. Okay, so like they are like local variables are also called as method variables and they are also called as auto variables. Why they are called as method variables? Because their memory location depends on the method calling. If the method will be called, then they are variable. Then the variable defining statement will be executed, and their memory location will be created, and the value will be assigned. Okay, so it depends on the method. So that's why it's called method variables. And as after the method execution, the stack frame, we'll be learning about the stack frame and all those things in the JVM architecture one. So, like the stack frame will one stack frame will be created for every method calling. One stack frame will be created. In that stack frame, the variable which is present in the method, that one will get memory. So, after the method execution completed, that stack frame will be destroyed. So, in the inside the stack frame, the variable which is present, that one will also that one will also be gone. So it is called as auto variables, like it's automatically being destroyed. That's why it's called as auto variable. So after that, we'll be learning about static variables. Static variables get memory location when class is loaded. Class is loaded into JVM. So what do you mean by class is loaded into JVM? Okay, that one we'll be learning now. They get memory with respect they get memory with respect to class name. So they are also called class variables, and it is also called fields. Okay. So here we got a term that class, when a class is loaded into JVM. This part I have already explained in the static and non-static videos. You can go to that video and can watch, but I am only revising that part. Okay. Class is loaded into JVM. Before that, we'll highlight these things. Definition. Okay. And memory location, how it is done. And for local variables and static. So the class is loaded. So like in our JVM, this is the JVM one, JVM space is there. So JVM is divided into five parts, but we will be dealing with three parts. I'm just telling you the overview. Don't get into deep. So three partition will be you will be considering. One method area, another one we will be telling that it is another one is like heap area, and one more is like Java stack area. Okay, these three layers will be there. Loaded means class is loaded means here in the method area, one object will be created for the java.lang.class. Like for the name of class, a class is there. Like a class is there whose name is class. So that one is present in the java.lang package. Okay. So java.lang.class. So a class will be there like this. Okay. A class object is there. Java.lang.class object will be there. Here, the object for the class which is being the class which you try to compile. Okay, the class which you try to compile, then after that you try to run. So while running, a class is loaded into java.lang.class object. After that, only the class statements will be just executed. So, so here what happens? The class which is ready to be run. That class is loaded. That class is loaded here. Loaded in means loaded you can say. That means the class is that means is the class object. The class object is being loaded. Okay, loaded means the JVM starts to read that class. So that class is being loaded here, not class object. That means the class is being loaded inside inside the JVM. Will be let's make it like 7. Okay, 8, 9, 11. Okay, that's great. Okay, this is the case. The class is being loaded. So at this time, when the class is being loaded, at this time, the static variable memory will be created. Like here, like here, the static variable memory will be created here in the method area in the java.lang.class. The class will be loaded, and in that, the static variable memory will be created. Okay, here. And let's with the non-static one. Okay. So for the non-static part, so for the non-static part, so for non-static, the memory location would be non-static variables get memory location when object is created using new keyword. They get memory with respect to object. So they are also called object variables or instance variables or properties or attributes. Multiple names are there according to their memory location. So they are given multiple names and also are also called fields. Okay. So non-static variables get memory location like when a new object is being created. Okay, so as the memory location is done when the object is created, okay, when the new keyword is being invoked. So these are called object variables. Object in otherwise also called instance. Instance and object both are synonyms, means both are same names only. Okay. And we also call this as properties or attributes or fields. Like we also call the static variable as also fields. We call them that only. We also call the static variables also properties, and we also call the static variable as attributes. So, like the same only non-static variable we also call, but the different like unique name for the non-static is like object variables or instance variables. Okay, let's see in the examples like where are they being defined. Okay, so let's take an example. Class example is there. So in it we have static variables. In it we have static int a equal to 10, and we have static int b equal to 20. Then we have non-static variables like int x equal to 30. We have, sorry, it was minus. Int y equal to 40. We have, like here the static variables, the static keyword in the class label. If there is keyword is static is there, then we call it as a static variable. If there is no keyword for static is there, then we call it as non-static variable. Okay, like we'll method public static void main. In the short I am writing. Okay, string array arrays. Okay, so here if I am defining a variable, okay, defining a variable like int p equal to 50 is there, like int q is equal to 60 is there. Then these are called as the local variables. Okay, as these are defined inside a method. Okay, so uh, 12, let's say, yeah, not visible. Right. So here we can see the examples for where it being defined. Like here is the static is there, non-static is there, and local is there. Okay. So next, moving forward, we will have the question like this: How many how many variables are created in Avo program? So how many are created in the Avo program? This question will be written here only. According to our statement in the previous like memory location, we can answer this one. Okay. So how many variables are created? Let's assume we have here how many variables are being defined. A is defined, B is defined, X is there, Y is there, P is there, Q is there. So like variables will be there, like I can say there are six number of variables. But how many variables here are created? Okay, are created means those will having like memory location will be there and the value will be assigned. Let's say like according to our previous theory, like static gets the memory whenever a class is loaded. So int A and int B already got the memory when the class is loaded. That's all. But in case of non-static, when these will get the memory, these two will, this X and Y will get memory when the example class object will be created. Like a new keyword will be invoked, new will be called, then only X and Y will be initialized. So are we doing any object creation in this program? No. So X and Y will not be any type of uh, memory location will be created. So these variable will not be created. Okay. But main method is a mandatory method that is being called. Like JVM itself have the calling statement for the main method. This is a simple method only. But the calling statement, the JVM have it. So the main method will be called, and we know from our previous theory, whenever a method is called, any variable inside that method, those will also get memory. So P and Q will also getting memory. So from our analysis, A, B will get memory at the time of object creation. Yes or no? Correct. Then P and Q are present inside where? In the main method. So main method is a mandatory called method. So P and Q present is the main method, and main method is a mandatory method. So this one will also. So these two will get the memory location when when main method is called by J. Main method will be called by JVM. Then it will reach. Then the line will be reaching here. Then P will get the memory. Then line will be reaching here. Then this will be get the memory location. Okay, and the variable will be created. Okay. So how many are created? Four are created. These two and this two. This one will be not created. Okay. Are we good up to this? Okay. So we will be learning like local variables and its rules. Those things we will be learning in the next session. Okay. Up to this, please go through the video again if you are not able to understand and practice all the programs that are being showed in the video. Okay. And soon I will be sharing the notes with you. Okay. I have not created the Git repo. Actually, some important work is going on in my office, so I'm not getting much time for that. I'll be soon creating that one. Okay. You can watch the video if you want, like two, three times, four times. Okay. And if my speed is more, please tell me. I will slow it down. Okay. And if I'm slow also, I can make it faster. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for listening and thank you for your patience.